Hey guys, welcome back. This time last year I painted this dude and this dudette, and 1 year on I decided, well, let's redo them, but let's do them way better. I was very early on into my painting journey when I took these two on, so I won't be too harsh on myself, but let's be honest, there's a lot we can improve on here. I have this new set of STLs from Kino for the duo Father and Friede. So without further ado, let's crack on redoing Father Ariandel and Blackflame Friede. These STLs look awesome and will be a big help in improving on my last painting. So to begin, all we need to do is piece them all together with some super duper glue. And with them both glued up and dried up, we can slap on a quick black prime to get us kick-started with the painting. Now I'm just going to mark out some white paint where our glows will be and airbrush on some white ink to create our glow halos, and at the same time we can do a nice zenithal highlight across the models. Now in hindsight, doing the glow halos at this stage was somewhat of a waste of time as I'm going to be painting over the top of them, but hey, why learn from mistakes when you can just keep making them, So the bowl's going to have the fire in it, which will generate the light source from the bottom going upwards, so that's where the zenithal highlight will go rather than top down. And for Friede, we'll have the light source coming from her side. We'll begin by painting Father Ariandel in this video and move on to Friede. And to start, we'll base his cloak with some Mechanicus Standard Grey, keeping it thin so we can retain some of our shading underneath and just get the whole cloak based. Then with a rather dense black wash, we can add in some shadows to the deeper recesses and blend it outward. Would you guys agree that these two are the best boss duo in Souls? I think the only rival is obviously Ornstein and Smaug, but to me, I would say these two are not only the best boss duo, but probably one of the best bosses in general across all the games. These two are definitely up there with Ludwig and Gale for me. But aside from that, we'll get our cloak highlights added in, and we'll be using some Celestra Grey on top of the Mechanicus Standard Grey to do this, and just targeting all the outermost regions of the cloth, raised up areas and tips of all the wrinkles, etc. While doing this, I also decided I wanted to add some stippling of different muted greens and browns on it for added bits of texture and colour on it. Now for the base colour of his skin, the Rakarth flesh will work nicely as it's a very pale tone and his skin is very dull and desaturated, so should work nicely. And we'll just work this colour into all parts of the exposed skin on him. Apologies in advance if some of the camera angles don't always pan out perfectly. I'm just trying a couple of new things here and figuring out new placements for the camera, so just bear with. Now moving on to his chair, we'll need some woody and woodier tones to do it, and we'll base the chair with a darker brown of Rhinox hide, and once that's dried we can dry brush on some of our mid-tone Mournfang brown before adding a final highlight tone of dry brushed Balor brown. I also just added in some Xandri dust to the ropes around the chair. And now just slap on a generous wash of Seraphim Sepia, which will help add some contrast and woody goody goodness to the chair. And for the ratty tatty hair, we need to base it with a light grey and then use some Agrax Earthshade to add some grime and dark settling contrast. So just getting all the hair and the fur on him based with the light grey, and then once dried we can add our wash of Earthshade over it. Careful not to let it pool up too much or get too thick, and we should have a good base coat to work off. While the hair dries, we can get on to working with the skin highlights and shading. We'll use the off-white Wraithbone as our highlight tone and target areas on the skin where light will be the strongest, before moving down to our darker muted brown to add shadows into the deeper, more sunken areas. Now the hair has dried, we can highlight it with some white and use the same brown as before to be our darker tone, trying to keep the colours and tones relatively aligned with each other. Now we got to get oldie goldie with the bowly and get the whole bowl painted up with some Gehenna's Gold as our first tone. Then we can add some Targor Raid Shade as a deep rich wash, which I think really buffs up a gold tone, and I forgot to film it, but I'm also going over the shader once it's dried with a dry brush of some Retributor Armor Gold, which is a bit more of a goldy kind of tone. Now for the base. We can just do a nice dry brushing of grey across it to our nice stone tone, and then just dry brush on some lighter grey tones to be our highlights. But now it's time for the exciting part. We have some new paints to experiment with, and it's the fluorescent paints from Green Stuff World. So off camera, I went back over our little glow areas by painting the centers with the brush and then redoing the halos around it. So now we can add the first fluorescent color, which will be the red tone. Now, if you know me, you know I'm obsessed with synthwave and retrowave aesthetic and music, and these tones are very neon as opposed to fiery, which I actually really love, and having some neon style on a model I think will look pretty cool, to be honest. So with the red applied, I just gotta re-white the centers, both with the brush and then a little bit more of a halo, keeping it within the first color. Then I can go back over the white with some fluorescent orange, making sure I'm hitting all the reflection parts on the body as well, where the light bounce will be strongest. And once the orange has been added, we can once again add a new center of white, making sure I'm making it smaller and smaller each time, then add our final color, which will be the fluorescent yellow. Now with the three colours added in, it's time for one final blast of white directly onto the centre to generate the hottest points. And with that, the first of two models are done. We'll take a quick look at the difference 1 year of painting makes, and obviously the models are very different, but there's definitely a noticeable difference between the two with the painting, using more advanced techniques like the glows, But yeah, pretty happy so far, so, let's move on to our second one, Blackflame Friede. So on top of our zenithal highlight we did earlier, I'm adding some Basilicanum Grey contrast paint mixed with some medium so we can have a nice light thin base coat to work with. Then adding in some mix of medium and Black Legion, which will be our darker shadowy tone on the cloak. So the last time I made it way too blue and overpowered all the tones with it and kind of lost all the interest on it. So this time I'm adding some subtle earthy tones to the black cloak, and some Mechanicus Standard Grey and Rakarth Flesh as our midtones and highlights, getting the grey applied to the majority of the cloak, keeping it thin so we can just build upon the base coat below, and then pick out all the brighter areas with the Rakarth Flesh and go back and forth blending between the two. Time for the skin. We've got three decent Caucasian skin tones here. And we'll start by basing the skin with the darker Bugman's Glow before moving up into our mid-tone Cadian Flesh tone, and then finishing off with some highlighting of Kislev Flesh. And whilst I remember doing it, just adding some lighter browns onto the little rope dealios on the outfit. And for a basic NMM stylie for her two scythes, I'm just using this little recipe. Starting off by basing the blade with grey, before adding some black and blending in some sky blue tone. Then some of the lighter grey and white to blend into the blue, and then repeat onto the other side of the scythe for a staggered light bounce look. Then edge highlight to get that crispness, and then we can continue blending until I'm relatively happy with it, and then add some tiny little metal scratches with some white across it, and we can call it a day. Let's just get Friede glued up onto the base with the Big Father. And there we are, our updated Father Ariandel and Blackflame Friede. Here are the old models for comparison, and seeing them both together in comparison with the new one, I can already see an awful lot of difference between them. Maybe in a year's time we'll do a third version, who knows? But there we go, another one redone and improved upon. Thank you for joining me once again, I appreciate every one of you who tune in. If you liked today's episode, slip me a little like on the button below, drop me a comment, let me know what you thought of the comparison between these two versions, and if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, it will mean an awful lot to me. And once again, thank you for joining me. It's now time for a couple cinematic beauty shots. I'll see you next time.
Bring Friede to me, please. Kannst du noch sehen? The flame flickering on screen. Simple it sounds, I can see it, feel it.
It is only the flame quivering at misguided ash. He's a